Hi everyone. Have you ever experienced the feeling of being exhausted all the time? The feeling of losing passion and enthusiasm for everything in your life? Feeling like not getting up in the morning to do your daily activities? Or feeling like not wanting to spend any time with the people you love? Many would consider this normal due to stress. I wouldn't argue in the matter of stress here. I would, however, argue against considering that a normal thing. And in this video you will know exactly why. I am Mustafa Abdulatif, your friend on the net. Welcome again to another video on my channel, Your Friend on the Net. I am Mustafa Abdulatif. I make coaching videos and I created this channel so we can all grow together and become better versions of ourselves. So hit the like and subscribe and let's get into today's topic. If you can identify yourself with any of the symptoms I mentioned earlier in this video, then you might very well be suffering from a burnout.
And if you don't know what burnout is, it's a state of stress, fatigue, and exhaustion resulting from continuous pressure at work or personal life. And of course, it varies in its severity. The issue may start with a feeling of exhaustion and lack of desire to do anything, and may very well reach the stage of depression or even having suicidal thoughts.
So, what causes the burnout? The reasons are many.
One may suffer from this condition due to several reasons at the same time. In the past, it was believed that this phenomenon only happens to people who are working in difficult jobs that are mentally and physically demanding. But recently, it was discovered that the burnout can occur in different areas of our lives. For example, it's very possible for parents who are taking care of a child with a disability or a chronic health condition to suffer from a burnout. The reasons are many, but they all share one thing.
They put us under an immense pressure that most of us don't know how to deal with.
So unfortunately, some of us tend to follow unhealthy behaviors in dealing with this stress, such as unhealthy eating habits or even addiction to intoxicating substances. These substances are just used to get the person out of this state of continuous stress that person is exposed to.
So, what are the symptoms of the burnout? And what's the difference between the burnout and the normal daily stress?
The difference between general stress and burnout is the severity of the stress that the person is exposed to. That's why not everyone gets burnout at the same level or for the same reasons. As I explained before, it depends mainly on how far a person can tolerate stress. And it also depends on a person's sensitivity to negative feelings. So people who are high on neuroticism are naturally more prone to burnout.
Oh, and by the way, I'm preparing an integrated course that discusses the personality traits according to the Big Five model. It will be an integrated course that discusses personality and what are the differences between personalities and how much our lives are affected by our personalities, and also the different models to measure personality traits. You'll find answers to questions you never thought they could be answered. So stay tuned, okay?
As for the nature of burnout, there's a model that measures it called the 12 stages model for the burnout. The first stage is when a person has a great desire to prove himself. So, he tries to exert great effort to be better than those around him. The second stage is when a person feels like he doesn't want to stop working. And taking a vacation or even resting during work is something very heavy on his heart. In stage 3, a person begins to neglect his basic needs, such as eating well or sleeping well. This also affects his social life negatively. In stage 4, a person begins not caring about the problems in his life as he should be, whether they're family problems or health problems. In stage 5, a person begins changing his priorities in his life, whether family or relationships or even hobbies that this person used to practice. And over time, a person devotes his entire life completely to work, which is stage 6, which is an advanced stage that's more severe than stage 5. In stage 7, a person begins changing his behavior towards his colleagues at work in general. For example, if he were a manager, he will look down on everyone around him as if they're falling short in their work and they should work harder, even if they are actually doing well. Stage 8 really begins to put a threat to the life of the person suffering from burnout. His social life is almost non-existent. He unfortunately begins to use intoxicating substances in order to cope with his new harmful lifestyle. In stage 9, this person begins to exhibit strange behaviors that are contrary to his personality, and this is very noticeable by those who are close to him. In stage 10, the person really loses his sense of value and the value of those around him. He thinks that he's a person with no value, and those around him also have no value. In stage 11, the person begins to feel that his life has no meaning. He begins to do anything to fill this void. It's like stage 8, but even more severe. He's not just consuming these substances to alleviate the pressure he's exposed to. These substances become literally means to live.
The person simply tries to flee from his hellish life by drowning himself into pleasure.
Check out the previous video when I talked about happiness. Stage 12 is a severe feeling of depression. And this is a natural result of all the stages we've mentioned so far. After all these stages, we reach the stage of a complete burnout. The person collapses completely, mentally and physically. Medical intervention is necessary at that stage, assuming there weren't any in the previous mentioned stages.
So, now that we've learned about the stages of a burnout, what can we do to prevent it?
There are some very useful steps in dealing with a burnout. The first step is to get rid of unnecessary stress. You need to determine your priorities and responsibilities and how important they are to you, not to anyone else. You may find yourself working hard on something that's not of use to you just because someone asked you to. Agreeable people can relate very much here. The second step is to see where your wasted time is spent and try to use it in doing things that are really helpful to you. Things that make you become a happier and a better person. The third step is to organize your day, determine your tasks, and implement them. You also must take into account that there must be a place for activities to keep your mental peace within this daily schedule. The fourth step is that you must have time for a rest, and this time cannot be ignored under any circumstances, even if you feel like you don't need it. The fifth step is to take care of your physical health. Eat healthy food and live a healthy lifestyle. I've already talked about the importance of a healthy lifestyle in the positive programming video and in several shorts. You should go and check them out. The sixth step is to always observe your mental and physical condition and let go of your ego that might prevent you from seeking help if you feel there's a problem.
I've already talked about this in one of my previous videos. You should go check it out.
The seventh step is to be aware of your environment. See if it's a good environment for you or not. If it's not a supportive and positive environment, then try to find yourself a positive environment that gives you the support you need. The last step in today's video is to focus on the steps and not to rush results. The results will come anyway. It's important, however, to focus on whether or not these steps are being implemented correctly.
In the end, you should know that you're the one who is responsible for your own happiness. So treat yourself like someone who's worth caring for, and you are the one responsible for it. See you next time.